What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Fresh Let's Vibe. It feels so good to be back here, giving you guys some new content, but let's get back to it. Today with us, you guys might know him formerly as Chris Versus, but he now goes by 4K.
What up, what up, what up?
So thank you for being here today. I know it's such a short notice, but...
No, thank you for having me.
No, for sure. I want everybody to kind of, get to know you a little bit. You don't really have interviews as much as what I've seen so far. You do have a lot of content, which is really cool that I personally like.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell us a little bit. You went by Chris Versus, now you're going as 4K. So tell me a little bit about that.
Basically, we had took all of 2016 off as like a team, and I was kind of over it. Like, just music-wise, I was kind of like done already.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, there was a small hiatus.
Yeah, we were just like, I think as a team, we were kind of just like trying to figure out what we wanted to do, but I didn't want to force anything. Mm-hmm. And then beginning of this year, we had dropped a first single, and I was still going by Chris Versus at the time, and then that kind of caught a little bit of fire, and I think as a team, we kind of decided that it would be better to change the name and kind of start fresh. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't want things from Chris Versus to follow me over into like a new chapter for us. So just to like make it all easier for everybody. It's
kind of like a new alias. So where does 4K come from? Does it mean anything? I know you have a different like screen name on your
well,
Instagram.
4K was taken on Instagram, that's why.
Okay. Well, it's pretty obvious. It's the new
No, what happened was we had shot I had shot a music video last year with like bare minimal. Like we had used my iPhone for most of the shots, and then it shoots on 4K, and I think that's like a really cool story to say, like if when all this stuff does work out, because gotta speak it into existence. But when it does, like it would be cool to say, like, one of the first videos we ever shot was all on an iPhone, so that's kind of the whole 4K thing. And then like, it's just too clear. Like everything I see that right now, like we're doing, is just like, it's very clear for us. So I feel like it just fits me perfect.
Is there anything different from Chris versus 4K? Yeah,
for sure. I feel like now I'm a little bit more developed and stuff. Like, I feel like I understand things a little bit more better, and I think things through a lot more clearly now. And then like even music wise, like, I feel like Chris Versus does like a lot of like old school vibe, like stuff you can like bob your head to, and then like 4K just wants to put on like a show.
Yeah, it's like night and day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very different from what I remember. You recently came out with a music video. Wait, you came out with two?
Yeah. This year we've dropped two so far.
Yeah, and I want to talk about your first one, Ringin'.
Yeah.
How was that though, telling your friend how to actually, because it's one thing for a rapper to actually be able to do that in front of in front of a camera, I mean, and then having your friend actually rap your verse and actually kind of like be comfortable with it. Did you have to like train him or anything?
No, the thing was, he actually, so he moved from Japan in like 7th grade.
Okay.
So like his English is very broken up. Like, you talk to him, he's very nice, but like he doesn't have really good English. But then one day I told him like, hey, I want to do this for the video. I want this to be the main idea, and he said, yeah, I got it. Like no hesitation. Next day comes over to my house, it has all my lyrics written down on a notebook. Like, didn't even use his phone for the notes. Like, he took it very seriously. He wrote it down.
It's different, that's why.
Yeah, he came and he was like, hey, is this correct? And then he spit the whole thing from the back, and it was like no hesitation. I didn't have to train him nothing. Like, he knew it.
That's good. That's good. That means like he actually listens to your shit.
He's a natural born, like, he's a star in front of the camera. Like, I'm, like the music thing is gonna help us take off, but that's our money. He's our money. Yeah.
Anytime that I come around, I spit crack. My shit too nice, they feel that. I know that I'm getting fat, no six pack. Pockets looking like me, no slim fat. Give me the cash outside, how about that? 240 man for the check.
So forgive me. I know I don't keep up with everything. I only got 2 ears. So aside from your last EP, your last project, what makes this one different for sure?
Well, this time around, we just kind of like rebuilt my whole like setup. I was going to shout out Bobby, my engineer, Bobby Pro Tools. I was going to him for a long time, and then I kind of like woke up one day and like just realized like, yo, I went to school for this stuff. It didn't make sense for me to keep going to somebody else when I knew how to do it on my own.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I was now I have a job and stuff like that. I'm working just to kind of like help pay the bills, and I figure, why not save more money by investing it in our own setup?
Into yourself, yeah.
So that's kind of like the biggest difference is like I kind of have like full control now of everything. It's not like me going to somebody like, you know, we take time on songs now. We don't have to rush because we have a certain time period. Like everything is like really well thought out. And like we sat back last night and looked at the track list for the first time. And like I had released it on Twitter, like tweeted it, and it's crazy like to think that like I have a set body of work for the first time in like 2 years.
Yeah. That's good though. At least, you know, you have like a full-length project. Is there a special number of tracks that's gonna be on there?
I wanted to shoot for like 9, but looking back at everything last night, I think I'm at like 10 or 11 now. So yeah, I wouldn't want to give too much though, because I feel like we're not at a stage where people are gonna listen to everything from the back. You know what I mean?
I had that topic a couple of times. Like, you know, not everybody can listen to like a full 4-minute song.
And we talked about that too a little bit, where it was like, you know, like unless you're like Cole or like,
and you have like a
Kendrick
fat posse cut, you know what I mean? Like it's just like
nobody
Kendrick
really wants
and everybody.
to listen to like a full-length project from somebody that they don't know too well front to back. So I wanted to give it where like if I was gonna do every song, it wasn't gonna be like no like slow stuff, no like interludes. Like, it was gonna be like just slaps from the back. So like it would make them want to listen, you know what I mean? Okay, another thing that with your second music video is Flatline. Yep.
Tell me what's going on in there, because it looks kind of nuts.
Yeah,
Tell me the story.
I had an idea where we would do like this, like stage a robbery kind of thing, and then it was
the girl. The girl.
That's actually the girl that robbed us in the video is Daps's girlfriend.
Okay.
So like, there's my girlfriend in the video, there's Daps's girlfriend, and then like the thing was the storyline now is they come home from like a night of like whatever, and he shows her some music, and they drink, and then he crashes out, and then she takes all the music from us, and then we have to go get it back. Was like the whole scene, but originally it was just us supposed to be like robbing somebody, and then like we make it all dramatic and shit, but it ended up being like a whole like mini movie and stuff. So
because then I was at the end, you guys just kind of cut it.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like a continuation to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Flatline. I've been smoking all this gas. Yeah, I'm real high. They've been talking all that shit. How do you condone that? We just saw your ass last week and you ain't even say jack. So don't say shit to me. Shit to me. You can't say shit to me. Shit to me. Okay.
The theme of your album, is it all what we talked about before? You said some performances.
I make most of the songs with intended of performing it. I realized like this past couple of shows I've done like the same set list every time. So I think like we like as a team, me and Josh sat down and we decided that like it was time for some new material and stuff.
Okay.
And I wanted to make stuff where like you could play it in the car, but you could still like vibe to it at a show, and then like I have stuff on there where like you can jump around. Like there's a lot of stuff on it.
Okay, and that's coming out November 24th, which is also
my 21st birthday.
Your 21st birthday.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about it. What's going on? Who's performing? What time? Where?
So it's actually the release date for my project. It's entitled 3 a.m. on Cam Highway. That's dropping on that specific day too. So it's not like the day after we drop it. Or it's like the same day. We got Punchy Bandana performing. Daps is performing. Dot Raj performing. Qualified is performing. We got some people performing. I got a bunch of stuff, but it's like I want it to be like some like big reveal stuff. It's gonna be crazy. It's at the Vault, 18 up. It's gonna be lit.
Tell me one thing. I want to know what's going on. What is this MTC thing going on?
MTC is a collective that Qualified MC started. He brought it up to me one day where I was kind of like previewing him some new stuff. And me and Quali have always worked very close together. It's like one of my like if I ever needed like guidance where like I couldn't find it in certain areas, I know I can count on Quali for it.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
What I mean?
He's definitely my Yoda.
He's always like taking good care of me, and he brought it to me. He brought it up to me where he was starting this collective and he wanted me to be a part of it, and I didn't even hesitate. I was like, yeah, let's get it. MTC stands for Move the Crowd, and I feel like it's just a bunch of people like kind of like just starting to feel things out, like as far as like the newer stuff comes along. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like the scene has changed a lot out here. So it's like now like because everything's kind of changing, and like I feel like we're all kind of getting our feet back in, and it's good because like we're all kind of doing it as like a team now.
Yeah. Who would you like to work with outside of your group locally, and why?
people that I want to work with, you know, I want to work with like Jim. You know, me and Jim talk a lot about working together. It's one of those things where like our schedule never really links up, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, it happens.
You know, anything from like Angry Loco, shout out Os, you know what I mean? Not just saying that because he's here, you know what I mean? But like, I grew up off of that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up off of like Gritty Fitty and like what Osna them did and like all of that stuff, you know?
Yeah, especially like living in Mililani, you witnessed
I witnessed
50.
all of that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and I was super young when all that stuff came out, but like I remember when like Repo was in like the canals and stuff like that, rapping in that video. Like that's one of my favorite videos to date. Like that song and Honolulu is like my two favorite videos to ever come out of Hawaii. Like that shit is like staples for me. You know what I mean?
And then you recently just performed for Punchy.
Yep.
Right?
Punchy
and how was
Bandana.
that? Yeah.
That was dope. He's dope. Like I fuck with bro heavy. We've been working very closely. Recently we kind of just
you guys did a track right after the show. I swear you guys just got off stage and went into the studio.
It was crazy because like, you know, we had been back and forth on like the DMs for a long time, like just because like we were mutual friends with people, and then like it was like, oh, he would always say like, oh, you should check out 4K, and I would always say you should check out Punchy. So then like when his song blew up, because he has his song Wahoo Girls blew up, and like that caught hella fire out here, so that's like super popping. And now we're working close together, so like it's super cool. Like, you know, he's a really cool dude and he's down to earth. Like, you know, like it is. We work very well together. Like, the past 2 or 3 days we've been in the studio just non-stop working. So just a collab track, not a whole album or EP or something. I don't know if I can even say this or not. I might get in trouble, but whatever. There will be a project with us dropping sometime within this next year. So that's a fresh exclusive. So super. Gang shit. Super. I'm guaranteed gonna get something for that shit. Another thing I wanted to talk about, Glacier Boys. Tell me all about that. Everybody wants to talk about different cliques or whatever, but honestly, at the end of the day, we all know it's whoever you're comfortable around. You know what I mean? Like, it's whoever you're comfortable around, whoever you like. Everybody kick it with. In Glacier Boys is somebody that I grew up with. Like, like my manager is Josh Hernandez. I've had the same kindergarten class with dude, and like we caught the same bus in middle school. Like, it's like one of my best friends, like my brother. You know what I mean? You guys are from Mililani, right? Yeah. So it's like everybody that like is in our group, like I've grown up with and I've known personally. It's not like just some like overnight shit or like we met through like a show or something like that, or through mutual people. Like I know these people like the back of my hand, and it's just like they supported me so much that I wanted to make it a platform where we could all kind of eat off of it. Right. You know what I mean? I didn't want to just be like me and Josh eating. Like, I wanted to give everybody a spot and everybody could kind of eat off of it. Yeah, I understand. Being that you're so young, I wouldn't say young because define young, you know what I mean? That it depends on your experiences and stuff like that. But all the stuff that you've been through, you went to school, you're barely hitting 21, and I just want to know, what can you give to somebody? Like, what's a piece of knowledge that you can give to somebody that's coming up? Shoot, I'm still looking for fucking advice too. But, no, because we're always learning. You know, we're always learning. But man, it's a selfish game, you know. Like at the end of the day, like the game itself is really dope. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks sometimes, it has its up and downs, whatever. But like to yourself, like, the game is gonna be selfish. Like, there's gonna be long nights where it's just you. Like, you might have to skip like family stuff. You might have to skip going out on Friday nights because that's the only time you can get to the studio. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very selfish game. And then, like, you know, you gotta, I don't know. It's like that's how I was told. Like, Decibel always told me that. Like, you know, like, once you can realize that the game doesn't really give a fuck about you, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to make it like care about you. Then like you'll be easier off than always thinking you're the shit. You know what I mean? Got it. So I'll tell everybody where we can find you at. SoundCloud, Apple Music? Not yet. 3 a.m. on Cam Highway will be on Spotify, all that stuff. We'll get on everything. All right. But everything is Fourth Hour. So FOURTHOUWO. I think we'll have it. Yeah, we'll have it somewhere in this area. Somewhere over here. I know that's crazy. But yeah, like I said, 4K was taken, so Fourth Hour. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in again. We'll be back soon. Right now, we just have 4K. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. We have another performance video coming up from him. Thank you, Osna, who's behind this camera right here. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you everybody for helping out. Everything's turning out great, and I'm glad that we could get this ball rolling again. So until
lit.
next time, thanks.